I never thought I'd be saying this, but K-Pop Demon Hunters is deeper than it looks. Just like Rumi, there's a lot going on beneath the surface of this movie that you might miss in the beautiful chaos of the animation style. For instance, Soda Pop. No, wait, let me explain. Soda Pop is the Soulja Boy's hit single in the movie, but I actually feel like it has a few hidden implications for the story. Think about soda. When you open it up, what happens? We have a soda right here. Okay, that wasn't that great. But normally there's a lot of pressure that gets released all at once, right? With soda, there's also a lot of bubbles bubbling inside of it that come up to the surface, right? This, I think, is actually a fantastic metaphor for Rumi. There's a lot of pressure building up beneath the surface, a lot bubbling up inside of her, waiting to explode. Another great way to analyze this is through the lens of the demons. They are shown trapped beneath the surface of the Hanmoon many times, just waiting to rip through the barrier, ascend, and eat our souls. Many times the demons are shown emptying out onto Earth in a way that reminded me of the fizz in a soda. And fizz is only released once you crack open the can, creating a perforation. Kind of like the demons that tear through the Hanmoon and ascend onto Earth. Ascension is a huge motif in this movie that's mostly associated with the demons, but it also shows up in song lyrics. In Golden, Huntrix sings, "We're going up, 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 it's our moment." There's also a really telling moment in the duet between Rumi and Jinu where they're singing about being free. At one point, they both ascend into the air, singing, "Let the past be the past till it's weightless." Then there's these blurred out circular lights in the background too, and it kind of resembles fizz rising in a soda. And I think it also connects back to what this movie is trying to say about keeping our darkness bottled up inside of ourselves. In the song Your Idol, the Soulja Boys sing, "Don't let it show, keep it all inside, the pain and shame, keep it out of sight." The connection between the built-up pressure in a soda bottle and the pain and shame that we keep inside makes way too much sense to me for me to pass off as nothing. Huntrix and the Soulja Boys are two opposite forces pressing against each other in this film. The Soulja Boys represent the darkness bubbling up inside, and Huntrix represents their efforts to suppress that and keep it down. You know, they're keeping a lid on their demons, both literally and figuratively. It's only when Huntrix allows these dark thoughts to escape and see the light of day that they're able to fix the world and ascend to a higher plane. I think the soda pop motif was definitely put there for a reason. I also like how the Soulja Boys tell their fans to join the pride. It's ironic because that's the opposite of what they actually want people to do. They thrive off of their fans feeling shame and pain. Which is the opposite of pride, right? And oddly enough, it is pride that leads to their downfall. When Huntrix stops feeling shame for their dark side, they win and find a new kind of harmony. Researching this video, I read about harmony a lot and found that harmonization usually sounds pleasant to the ear when there is a healthy balance between consonant and dissonant sounds. Consonant sounds are perceived as stable, pleasant, and agreeable, and dissonant sounds are perceived as harsh, unstable, and tense. It's easy to see how Huntrix represent consonant sounds since they're all about bringing stability with their song, and the Soulja Boys represent the chaos and instability of dissonant sounds. American musical artist Frank Zappa said, "Any composition which remains consistent and regular throughout is, for me, equivalent to watching a movie with only good guys in it, or eating cottage cheese." Meaning, if you only have consonant or only have dissonant sounds in a composition, it sounds boring, and it has no sense of direction. You need both to find harmony. In Huntrix's final song, What It Sounds Like, they sing, "Show me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. Fearless and undefined, this is what it sounds like." This perfectly explains how Rumi and Jinu are able to complete each other. Metaphorically, they represent two different sounds, and when they come together, it creates harmony. And I love the holistic angle to this. In this movie, there is a character called Healer Han who is obsessed with finding holistic solutions to problems. He says,
Focus is good, but focusing on one part leads to ignoring other parts, making you separated, isolated.
This sounds a lot like what's happening with Huntrix. They're too busy focusing on only dealing with the light side of things and ignoring the dark side or suppressing it, that it leads to their separation. Fun fact, the Demon Hunters are based on a real-life Korean shaman called the Mu, who, yes, use song and dance to perform different rituals. Their whole philosophy is based on the holistic model, which takes into consideration not only the whole person, but the individual's interaction with their environment, thus both the inner and outer world. Kind of like how Rumi loses her voice, not because of anything physical, but because inside she's suppressing who she is. I really like that anecdote. Another way you might think of Huntrix versus the Soulja Boys is in terms of frequency. Higher frequency notes are higher pitch, which could perfectly represent Huntrix who live above the Hanmoon, and lower frequency notes which represent the Soulja Boys. Lower frequency sounds feel deeper, like a subwoofer in your chest. In Your Idol, the Soulja Boys sing, "I'm the only one who will love your sins. Feel the way my voice gets beneath your skin." That's exactly what lower frequency notes do. They're often felt as much as they're heard. They're primal and kind of get inside your body. Huntrix representing these higher frequencies make a ton of sense because they're lighter and trying to run away or escape from the darkness inside them. These lower frequency notes getting inside your body also make sense in terms of the shame that Rumi, Zoe, Mira, and Bobby hear as demonic voices in their head. One more cool thing I want to talk about is how a concert represents a lot of the themes in this movie. In What It Sounds Like, Rumi sings, "We broke into a million pieces and we can't go back, but now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass." It's hard to not look out at a concert crowd with thousands of blinking lights and not see how it resembles the light reflecting off of broken glass. And early in the film, a younger Rumi sings, "Fix the world and make it right when darkness finally meets the light." I love how initially this is seen as the power of light will defeat the darkness, but later on it takes on a whole different meaning. Like, when the darkness inside Huntrix finally bubbles to the surface, they'll fix the world. When their darkness meets the light. When you think of a concert, it perfectly represents this idea. You have an act on stage who is lit up for all to see, and then you have the audience in the darkness listening along. Darkness literally meets the light in a concert venue. Golden is Huntrix's biggest song, but it feels a little superficial. Like, look at how awesome we are. We made our weakness our strength, and we're leaving everything in the past now and heading on to bigger and better things. I'm not a huge K-pop fan, but from what I've seen, it seems like K-pop is really focused on gaudiness and being boisterous and just kind of bragging. Obviously, this resonates with people because we want to be strong too. But K-pop Demon Hunters argues that strength is actually found in showing our darkness, not suppressing it. And weirdly enough, it creates a stronger bond with people because we all have a dark side that we don't like to talk about. I really love that message from this movie, and I think the musical industry needs to hear this. I think the internet needs to hear this. I think we all need to practice this more in our day-to-day lives. The results might just astound us. That's all I gotta say about K-pop Demon Hunters. What did you think about this movie? What hidden themes did you see in the film? I would love to hear about them down below in the comments. And if you want, subscribe to my Substack, Filmalysis. I release the written version of these videos there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.